and there would be a sign here. It said hold the rail, and there'd be a sign in the middle, hold the rail, and there'd be a sign at the top, hold the rail. You'd walk outside, it would say, no drinking on this block until like March the 1st, 2021. And I was just thinking like, yo, these signs are crazy. So what up, YouTube? It's your boy Jermaine, back with another video. This video is going to be a storytime video, and it's going to be a storytime video talking about YouTube company partnerships gone bad. And the reason why I'm making this video is I just experienced this problem just recently, and I want to make a video and I want to talk about it. A couple things I wanted to say before I make this video is I'm not going to say the name of the company. I'm not going to say the genre of the business. So this way you won't have an idea and people won't like sort of like, you know, call or harass them or anything. I don't want that to happen. I just want to share my thoughts because I'm sort of like intimidated or sort of afraid of the owner, because if he has done, I'll just get into it in a second, but I don't want to, I basically don't want to spread hate in this video. I'm not bullying in this video. I'm just talking about what happened. I'm not trying to spread hate to this business owner or anything. I'm just talking about what's happened. I'm just making these disclaimers in the beginning of this video because of the business owner here. I just don't want any problems later on in the future. Okay, so first off, pretty much what happened is this. About 2 weeks ago, I'm in San Francisco, and it's just a wonderful, awesome day. It's like a Thursday afternoon or something like that, and I'm just running errands and skateboarding and just doing everything, right? Later in the afternoon, I received this email. Okay, I'm at WeWork having some tea, hanging out, chilling on the computer, that sort of thing. I received this email, and it's from this company here in San Francisco. Okay, they're really close to me. They're like, I'm gonna say they're anywhere from 2 minutes skateboarding to 5 minutes away. They're really close, right? And in this email, they let me know that, okay, we've been following you, and we like your content, we like your personality, we like how you're real, and we like what you do, and we would like to do a collaboration with you. And I was thinking, okay, cool. Now, the first thing that I thought of when I got this email is I thought this is really cool because I can hang out with, you know, different people, and I'm gonna be hanging out at this business for a little bit, so I'll be in a different part of the city that I'm not usually in. So this will be pretty cool. I can just explore a different part of the city, and I mean, I thought this was cool, but then on the flip side, I was thinking, well, this is something that it really doesn't really benefit like me as much. First off, this was not going to be a paid sponsorship. And just because a sponsorship is not paid doesn't make it a bad sponsorship. For example, like if you got a sponsorship where you got a trip and the entire trip was paid for, but they didn't pay you, well, that's still a good deal because at least you got to save a lot of money and you got to live off of basically this sponsorship deal. So this wasn't a paid sponsorship, so it wasn't, that wasn't a big deal. But then, once again, it wasn't exactly benefiting me that much. And then my audience. Would it benefit my audience? The different content, I think, would benefit my audience, especially being in a different part of the city and going to different places in the city. Yes, it would definitely benefit my audience. But then the actual product that I would be promoting, would it benefit my audience? It would definitely benefit a small group of people in my audience. But you know, okay, so let's just get on with the email. So I'm going to the email, and I'm really excited when I get this email. So I tell them, would you guys like for me to come over today and, meet up? Or I think it was the next day. So yeah, so I think they were busy the first day that I asked, but then the next day they were like, yeah, come over. So I came over the second day and I met them. And I remember going over, it was raining that day, so I didn't have the skateboard, I was walking, and right when I got there, I'm just gonna keep it real. This has nothing to do with the people at all. No one, but right when I got there, because I go a lot of places in the city, I deliver in the city, so I'm always going from place to place. And one thing I noticed is I just didn't right when I got there, it wasn't it wasn't like a comfortable place. I felt like I don't know, I just felt weird, right? As I'm ringing the doorbell, outside of this place. So that's sort of red flag number one. And let me tell you, there's just red flags all over. I discovered here. Okay, so I received an email from a young lady who was, if I'm not mistaken, I believe she was volunteering there. So if she was volunteering there, my guess was maybe she was probably following me online. And she is a little bit younger. She probably has a different perspective. The owner is, I don't necessarily want to say if he was young or old, but he definitely had a different perspective on life. And maybe the same things that myself and majority of my audience would laugh at and think would be funny, maybe he wouldn't think it would be funny at all. And I was thinking that maybe she found me and she reached out to me, and then maybe he was like, I want to see what this guy's like, and then he's watching me online and maybe he doesn't like me. But I have no idea. So I go there, I'm ringing the doorbell, I walk upstairs and I notice that, okay, yeah, this place is just like what I expect, I've definitely been to businesses like this and it's nothing out of the ordinary. So as I'm there, I meet the young lady who initially emailed me, and no big deal, she's really cool and just really cool, just normal. And there's another young lady who was, I guess she was the manager or whatever, and she had no idea who I was. I guess they didn't tell her about me, okay? And the owner was there. So I was there for about an hour and we just talked about a whole bunch of different things, and we're talking about the partnership and we're going over the rules and stuff like that. And one thing I quickly realized about the owner was this is the type of person that I don't want to assume this, and I don't want to say that this is true, and I don't want to say that this is fact. I'm sorry, I'm overemphasizing it a lot here, but I just feel like I have to do this in this video. But I want to say that it seemed as if this type of business, this type of place that I was in was ran really, really by the book, if you know what I'm saying here. So I'm not exactly pointing the finger at one person now, but I'm saying that this place was literally ran by the book. And me, I'm the type of person, I don't really like authority that runs everything exactly by the book. I just don't. That's just me. When I'm on the bike, right, and I have a bike, and the escalator says no bikes, right? But the escalator, but then the elevator is broken down, right? And then there's this huge long walkway, and there is no one on the escalator. Okay, there's no one on the escalator, but it says no bikes on the escalator. I mean, what do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna freaking put my bike on the escalator. But there are some people that are just really, really by the book. If they see that, they're never ever gonna put their bike on the escalator. They will break their back and carry their bike up those steps when there is no one using the escalator, when there's no one in the train station. But me, I'm just not like that. Like, I'm just not like that. I remember once when I got an apartment in my hometown, they said that they wanted the first month's deposit. No, they said they wanted first month's rent, they wanted a deposit, and then they wanted a security deposit to match the first month's rent. You know what most people do? They just go in and they just pay all three. Well, you know what I asked? I said, yo, could you like take off the security deposit, and then I just pay you the first month and the last month, and then you just don't do a security deposit, and then you just use the last month as a security deposit? And you know what he did? The guy walked away, went to talk to the manager. He came back like 15 minutes later and said, yeah, we can do that for you. You know, but if I'm like the type of person that's just by the book, like I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna bend the rules. But anyway, I just want to throw that example in there. Like that's just the type of person I am, and we're like, honestly, I can tell that this type of business, like we're not really clashing on a lot of things. This place seemed to be very conservative too. What I mean by conservative, I'm not talking about Donald Trump, and I'm not talking about Democrats and Republicans. I'm talking about very conservative as like, you know, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but it just seemed to be like a place that they definitely cater to a unique clientele. But that's any business. Like any business any business sort of has a clientele that they're going after. But I don't know. I can't even describe it. Like it's because I don't want to give away the genre or the theme of the business. Okay, so after I'm there talking to them for an hour, we go over a whole bunch of rules, and this is another red flag that goes up. I'm just thinking, okay, no big deal. I mean, definitely partnerships and reviews and stuff like that, they give you rules. Like they say, like, you know, have the product like here, or like have the product in your video for more than 2 minutes, or have the product at the beginning of the video for the first 60 seconds. Like they usually have some rules, but then like, I don't know, it just got really like weird, okay? So I left. After I left, no big deal, right? No big deal. Like I leave, I go away, everything's back to normal. I'm just doing my own thing. I go run some errands, I go do this job. And then like 2 days later, and then I also agreed, well, first off I should say, before I left, I agreed that we would do this sort of partnership thing. I'm not gonna exactly say what it is because I don't wanna give away the genre of the business, because I wanna protect this business that I'm talking about because I care about them, okay? But we had something lined up for like 3 days, and it was gonna be a lot of interesting things that we're gonna do. We're gonna promote their business. We're gonna promote a lot of things that their business does. And it was, for the most part, it was gonna be really fun. Up until that point, I was excited about it because up until that point, I was totally cool, you know? Because I met the owner seemed to be cool, the manager seemed to be cool, and then the chick that initially emailed me, she seemed to be cool, so I left with like a positive experience. I mean, a couple red flags did come up, but I don't know, maybe I don't know, maybe, you know, sometimes you always find something wrong, you know what I mean? Like, you may go to a nice restaurant and you may find something like really, really small that's wrong, but like it's wrong, but like you don't even care because all the other things like outweigh it, you know? So this is kind of how I was feeling until I received an email from the owner, okay? Now, this is, when I say that like I'm kind of like afraid of the owner, this is one reason why I am. Because if he would bring up something like this, it just makes me wonder, okay? So he brings up, he emails me talking about a live stream and something I said in a live stream that I did in Australia. Okay, so in this live stream in Australia, if you guys don't know, I was in Australia. At this point in time, Australia was my 50th country, okay? So I was super excited. I was there. I was skateboarding. I took my electric skateboard with me to Australia. It was sick. I rode from the airport, yo. It was amazing. If y'all want to see that, maybe I'll have the videos up above or down below or something. But like, Australia was lit. Australia was country number 50. Now, the first thing I noticed about Australia that stood out versus any other country that I've ever been to, and it was one thing that I was just so excited to share, because most people just probably wouldn't be able to relate with this. Most people probably wouldn't know this, okay? The first thing I noticed was the signs are just insane. They have signs everywhere in Australia, like everywhere. There's signs everywhere in Australia. Everywhere in Australia, there's freaking signs, okay? And I noticed that like in the US and also most countries around the world, if you're on the freeway and it's the wrong way, like you're going the wrong way on the freeway, it'll say a big sign, they'll have a sign that says wrong way. But in Australia, for some reason, I don't know why, but I just use common sense that God gave me, okay? I look up there and I see a sign that says wrong way, turn around. After I've been to 50 countries, after I've been to so many countries and I've never ever seen anything like that on a sign, and I just think, now why would they say that? Now why would they say that? Why would they say turn around? Why would they have to tell other people to turn around, all right? I don't know. But then I later keep seeing signs, okay? I keep seeing signs, like just signs that just make no sense, okay? I saw one sign that said like no kangaroo kidnapping, right? And it was some like $50,000 fine or something, Australian dollar fine or something. That was just a really weird sign. Who kidnaps a freaking kangaroo? Do you know how big a kangaroo is? A kangaroo is massive. Like, I don't even know how you would have to kidnap a baby kangaroo. Because a real kangaroo, like, you couldn't even put it on a bus, yo. Like, that's how big some of those things get. Like, you couldn't even get close to it. Like, so I saw a sign like that. And then I also saw signs that said, like I stayed at this one place I was staying at. They had signs on the stairwell that said, like, hold the rail. There would be a sign here that said hold the rail, and there'd be a sign in the middle, hold the rail, and there'd be a sign at the top, hold the rail. You'd walk outside, it would say no drinking on this block from this hour to this hour. No, it didn't say that. It said no drinking on this block until like March the 1st, 2021. And I was just thinking like, yo, these signs are crazy. So, just because I don't want to offend this guy that's watching this, I said the R word. If you guys don't know what the R word is, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will put it in the comments below and they will let you know what the R word is that I'm talking about. But like, I don't want to offend this business owner. I don't want him to sue me because I'm offending him because I'm using this word in a racist way, or I'm using this word in a derogatory way, or I'm saying this word to physically attack him. Like, I was never trying to attack you. Like, I didn't even know you up until this point. I didn't even know you. Like, I was in Australia like 10 months ago, okay? And I just met you like 2 weeks ago. You came into my life, all right? So, I say that in the video, okay? And then the email, he's like, at our business, we are all of us. He used the term all of us. And I think that's BS too. You mean to tell me it offended those two girls too? Or did it just offend you because maybe you are a different age? Maybe you are more sensitive? Or did it just offend you? Or did it offend these two girls too? I don't know if it offended those girls. They never told me that it offended them. But yet you said that it offended your whole business, all right? And it's not a reflection of business that you want, all right? So for another thing I want to throw out there, his genre of business, I promoted his genre of business on YouTube so many times. And usually, I can't think of one time I've asked a business owner, hey, can I make a video talking about your business? What I do is I like your business, I'll talk about your business, I'll promote your business, and you know what I've received? I've received emails from business owners 6 months later after I've made a video talking about what I like about their business and showing people, yo, this is a really cool place and blah, 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 this is really, really awesome. I've received emails from owners saying, yo, I like your video. Thank you, you were just honest, you were 100, I like your video, it was cool, But with this sort of partnership, it was almost like the owner wanted like, Like, I don't know what was his agenda. Like, maybe he wanted to sort of like control all the videoing, you know? Like, maybe he wanted to edit it too, all right? So he sent me this video talking about like, he sent me this email talking about generalization and how I shouldn't, you know, and how like if I sort of say one thing, it can offend other people. And he used an example in his first email he sent me of how he said something in the workplace that greatly offended a group of people in the workplace. The example he used, this was another really big red flag, okay, that something is not up with this guy. This is another reason why I'm making this video, because these red flags are bad red flags, okay? He put a example in the email of him in the workplace. The example he used, I know for sure he did not say that in the workplace. He definitely did not say that in the workplace. Like when I read his first email, it didn't even register the little example that he read. It didn't register to me just how extreme that little example was. If he would have said what he said, those girls would have probably walked out on him. Like, there's no way he said what he said in that email to them. Okay, like after I met them, there's no way he said that. And after meeting him, there's no way he would even have the audacity to say that to them. So in his email, number one, that was a lie what he said, okay? So I don't like to be lied to. I don't like to be lied to. I don't like to be tricked. I don't like to be, I don't like that, okay? Okay, and this was a huge red flag, but it took me a minute to figure this one out. Okay, so after reading the email, I just sit back and I just think to myself, what did I just get myself into? Because the type of partnerships and the type of promotions I do on YouTube, I never deal with people like this. Like, I never deal with people, like, I just do links and clicks and that's it. You know, like, I've literally bought things off of Amazon that I like, okay? And I made videos talking about the thing that I like on Amazon. And I put the link in the description below. And people literally went and clicked on the link and bought the thing, okay? Amazon made money off of that. The person that was selling the item, they made money off of that. Amazon didn't care what I look like. Amazon didn't care what I say. That seller on Amazon, they didn't care what I look like. They didn't care what I said, okay? They were just like, wow, awesome, we're making money, okay? Like, this is cool. Those are the type of partnerships I do. And now I'm in this partnership, and I got this guy who's upset, who's sending me these emails. But you know, more importantly, what I'm trying to figure out is, when did he discover this Australia video? Because I'm trying to figure out, were these people actually even subscribed to me? Because when I went there, some girl didn't even know who I was. He didn't know much about me. After I left the meeting, he probably went on YouTube and just watched some of my videos, and obviously, why would you call me out on saying the R word, okay? There's so many other things that I've said in other videos that would be that would be really bad to promote for your business. There are other things I've said in other videos. There's other things I've did in other videos that would be way worse than the R word. So why would you call me out for saying the R word? Like, it literally makes no sense that you would call me out for something like that when I've said way worse things on the internet. Like, way worse things that could be harmful to your brand or your company. But yet, you call me out on something that's just weird like that, okay? So I emailed him back a week later after he sent me a second email saying, hey, did you get my first email? And when I sent him back the second email, I sent them back something along the lines of, look, I'm really sorry that this offended you. I didn't know, I didn't get any other complaints that this offended anyone else. I did not say this in an offensive way. Like, the way I said it, I wasn't saying it. But basically, he went back and said, well, yeah, you offended Australians because you're calling them inferior to everyone else. And I'm just like, well, I'm calling them inferior to everyone else because they have signs that show that they are operating on a different level than everyone else. Yeah, okay, I get that one. And also in my response email, I also stated how like 99% of big YouTubers, whenever they have a live stream, pretty much when the live stream is over, you can't see the video anymore because it's not there. Because people say things in live streams, people get provoked in live streams, people get their buttons pushed in live streams, and people say things in live streams that they wouldn't normally say in a video. And I did tell them in a live stream that I would not have my videos, you know, my live videos live afterwards, and I sort of did that last night when I made a video with some unusual things in the video, and the video was taken down like right after the live stream was over with. But yeah. Okay, so now as time goes on, I send him that email back, and I'm thinking everything's okay. I'm thinking everything's cool. I'm thinking that okay, maybe we just misunderstood each other because we're communicating through email and we are just different people. Okay, I may say something and I may have a different meaning than what he says, because when I say we're different people, we're very different people. All right, we're like very different people, like very, 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 very different people. Okay, I sent him the email back. A couple days go by. He sends me another email. Okay, he sends me a really, really long email. Okay, long emails are a red flag too. Okay, if you got that much to say, like what? I mean, come on, we can just talk. If you got that much to say, I need to say some things back. Like we need to have a conversation, right? He sends me this long freaking email. It's like maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 8, 9, 10 paragraphs long. Okay, I read the first 2 paragraphs. And then I don't know if I got a phone call or if I got an Instagram notification from like hot chicks with dreadlocks or something. Whatever happened, I just stopped reading the email. I got distracted, started doing something else, didn't go back to the email, right? This is totally my fault. This is totally my mistake. Because the first time he sent me the email, I went to it, I read it because this was a new email. And then the email was like depressing, and I was just like, yeah, this is someone that probably wants to get into this partnership so they can influence me and tell me what not to say and tell me what to say. So I was just really discouraged, and then I just wasn't really responding to his email. And then I figured, after the second email, I'm like, look, I'm gonna have to freaking send him, I'm gonna have to respond, I'm gonna have to send another email. I was under the influence that maybe he just didn't want me around. Maybe that's why he sent the first email. I thought that he maybe sent me the first email so I would just go away. Because this could have been the type of deal where the volunteer, she liked me and she wanted to follow me, and she was like, maybe he didn't like me, so maybe he went and found something that he could call me out on, so he wouldn't have to, this partnership wouldn't happen. I'm thinking maybe this could have been sort of the situation. Maybe he could have found that clip of me saying that before our meeting. If he found that before our meeting, that lets me know what type of person he is. Because if he felt that way about me and I went there and met them and he was acting all cool about it, that means that he is not that genuine of a person, because a genuine person would have told me right then and there, look, I don't like what you said in this video, and since you said that, look, I don't even want to do business with you. That's what a genuine person would have done, and that's what a genuine sponsor would have done too. A genuine sponsor would have said, look, we don't like that you do this, so we are not going to give you this sponsorship. We're going to go with someone else, okay? Sponsors don't go to people and try to change them and try to tell them, hey, can you do it this way? Hey, can you do? No, they just go use someone else. In this scenario, this guy was just like, yo, I want you to do this and I want you to do that, and I'm just like, look, no. And then another thing that brings up red flags is, once again, you found this really old video of me saying something and that offended you. So that lets me know that you probably haven't seen any of my other videos. You definitely haven't seen any of my videos of me in New York. Because if you've seen any of my videos in New York. Okay, so after the third email, right? The second email, but like it's actually the third email, I completely didn't even read it, right? Read the first 2 paragraphs. And then yesterday, I was supposed to meet up with them, okay? We're gonna meet at this bar, and then from the bar, we had other events scheduled, and the next day we're gonna do something, and the next day we're gonna do something, okay? So an hour before, I text the girl who like messaged me first, the one who first reached out to me, and I said, hey, I'll be there like in less than an hour, and she says, oh, you didn't get the email? And I'm thinking, I did get the email, but I didn't read the whole email. And in the email, like, I guess in the email, it says like, yo, your reservation's canceled. Like, don't show up. We don't want you around. You suck. You're a bad influence, you know? And she tells me like on WhatsApp, she's like, yeah, your reservation's canceled. So my reservation's canceled. That basically means don't show up. So I guess she really had to like get Australian on me, and I don't mean to offend anyone from Australia when I say get Australian. I know that sounds very racist. Like, I don't mean to be racist when I say let's get Australian. Let me clear that up and tell the context of what I'm trying to say. You know, when I was in Australia, I'm talking about the signs, wrong way, turn around. So she said your reservation's canceled, and then she put in large caps, do not show up. You know, and I guess that was her way of making fun of me with Australians. And I was just like, I sent a message back like, cool. And I was thinking, yes, I don't have to go. Like, yes, I don't have to go, because I was stressing. I had to stop and do 3 errands before I got there, and I had to take the skateboard, and I really didn't want to take the skateboard. I wanted to just walk, and so it was canceled, right? So then I had to go back and read the email, because remember, I never read the 3rd email, okay? Went back and read the email, and it sounded like this guy was like really upset. He was really upset that I made another live stream, because, once again, I made another live stream like about 4 days ago. And in that live stream, I was talking about his first email, and he saw it in the live stream. Like, he actually saw it in the live stream. That was a 2-hour-long live stream. And I said it like way in the back of the live stream, because I'm thinking, well, maybe they won't even see it. Of course he saw it, you know? So then he sent me back, you know, and in the second email, or the 3rd email, he was like, yo, don't want you around, and, you know, you greatly offended our staff, and you offended our staff again when you said it in the video again. That's why I'm not saying the R word here, but once again, I'm pretty sure someone will put it in the comments below. I should say that this video is not made for children, by the way. This video is not made for kids. This video is made for ages 18 and above. There's no cussing in this video or anything, but this video is not made for kids. I should throw that out there. But yeah, that was pretty much what happened. And the reason why I'm kind of making this video is because I'm really sketched out with the owner, because of the way that he went about doing things. He went about doing things in a very weird way, okay? Like in a very like sketchball type way, okay? You know, with the whole videos type deal. If you don't like me, if you don't want me to promote your brand, you should have just told me like a long time ago, like it's not gonna work out, you know? Like, now, like, I feel like he's gonna like come back and like go through my old videos and find something that I said and like try to come back and get at me in some other way. Like, it's just super sketchy, you know? I'm just over it, like. But anyway, I just wanted to share this experience. I know this is a really, really long video. I don't know who is gonna watch this whole video. I feel really weird about making this video. Like, I don't even know if I wanna share this video now. I'm thinking about just deleting the whole thing, because would anybody even care about this? Like, do people even do YouTube sponsorships anymore? Or do people just make their own products and just sell them online? Like, I don't know what you guys do. This is one that just went really bad for me. Like, this is one that went really bad. I've never did anything like this. Like, I've never did anything like this. And once again, like, if you're like someone who is a sponsor, like I know this is a negative video to watch. Like, if you're a sponsor, you're probably not gonna wanna do a video with Jermaine because you're gonna be like, yo, Jermaine's gonna call me out if I piss Jermaine off. But I'm not calling out his company. I'm not calling out his name. I'm not calling out his employees. I'm not putting their names on blast. I'm not putting their business on blast. I'm not saying this. I'm not even disclosing the genre of the company. Okay, so I don't want people to think like, oh yeah, you're gonna be a bad person to sponsor with. No, I think I'd be a great person to sponsor with because I'm real, I'm 100, and I'm not gonna like just act fake just because you want to give me something for free and not even pay me, but then you want me to act different and you want me to talk different and you want me to, I mean, let me say what I want to say, you know, let me be free, you know, gosh, like, let me be free, yo, I'm free, let me be free, and let's just wrap this video up. It's a long story time. If you watch to the end, let me know, but I want to know what you guys think about this. Like, this is a crazy video. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, y'all.